Allegations of racial profiling at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Actor and comedian Eric Andre says he was stopped by officers and asked to submit to a random search for drugs, which he says he declined. His tweet started immediately after the alleged incident yesterday afternoon, but today he's tweeting out more reaction and police are responding. Jennifer Bellamy joining us now, digging into it all.
Yeah, Aisha, just after 10:30 this morning, Eric Andre started firing off new tweets, this time taking aim at Clayton County Police. He tagged both Clayton County PD and the Atlanta airport in the tweet, saying, quote, "I really hope that the Clayton County PD stops their racial profiling tactics at Atlanta airport. I wish they owned up to it instead of creating more lies about what happened. They're not creating a safer environment, just using the war on drugs as an excuse to harass and oppress people of color." He then tweeted a message to Delta Airlines asking if the company knew that Clayton County Police were harassing a loyal customer. Clayton County Police responding again this afternoon with their account of what happened. The department says Andre did give officers consent to search his belongings, but they decided not to search him. According to the department, the interaction between Andre and officers was only about 2 to 3 minutes long. The department says, according to its findings, the actor was not racially profiled. You can read much more about what happened, including all of Eric Andre's tweets and the response from Clayton County Police. That's all for you on 11alive.com.